Good morning and welcome to the JMCSS podcast for the district. I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for the Jackson-Madison County School System. Today we'll visit with Dr. Nathan Lewis, Principal of JCM-Early College High. We'll discuss the school's creation, its unique mission in the district, and the successes that students and teachers are making. We'll also hear from West Tennessee Teacher of the Year, Bob Sparks, as he teaches at Early College High. For the district, the JMCSS podcast is a production of the Jackson-Madison County School System in partnership with Forever Communications. You can listen to this episode on demand on Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Dr. Lewis, welcome to For the District.
Glad to be here.
I was a little nervous introducing Dr. Lewis. He may replace me as the voice of the district after you hear him speak for a little bit because that voice is just golden. Hey, Dr. Lewis, tell us who you have with you this morning.
Jalen Brooks is here. Jalen Brooks is an 11th grader at JCM-Early College High, but he also is a freshman at Jackson State Community College as he works on his associate's degree.
Jalen, I know students at early college tend to not only be really concerned about their academics, but also the extracurricular activities. I know folks who are listening on the radio can't see it, but Jalen's wearing a hoodie right now, and it's a Leadership University hoodie. It's very nice. It's gray with the blue LU. It's got that City of Jackson arrow in the background there. What activities, other activities, are you involved in, Jalen?
National Honor Society, National Beta Club, and 4-H.
So I guess I have to get into Leadership University in order to get the hoodie. Yeah. Hey, Jalen, for a second, we know you're taking college classes, so you probably have an idea about what you want to do after high school. Share those details with us.
So I've been looking at a few four-year colleges, but I know I want to major in computer science, and hopefully after college I can become a software engineer or do something in cybersecurity.
Awesome. Dr. Lewis, let's go back a little bit. When you graduated from our school district back in, we'll just say the 1990s. It was 1999, right?
Correct, 1999.
I was 98, so we're both old timers. Coming out of Northside, did you know that you wanted to work in education?
I knew I wanted to work with young people. So my first career was as a youth minister, and then I became an educator after about 7 years. And so I've been in education and administration ever since. But all of my career, I've worked with young people.
Very cool. We're visiting with Dr. Nathan Lewis, principal of JCM-Early College High, and Jalen Brooks. He's a junior at Early College, but he's also a college freshman. A little later, we'll visit with Bob Sparks and JCM-Early College High junior, Kayla Hamilton. Dr. Lewis, describe JCM-Early College High because folks in West Tennessee are familiar with the JCM brand, but they may not know how this unique school setup, JCM-Early College High, works. Explain it to a fifth grader.
The easiest way to explain it is students are completing high school credits. They do that during their 9th and 10th grade year, and then they spend their 11th and 12th grade year at the Jackson State campus working on their associate's degree. So they are working on high school and college credits simultaneously. At this point, we've had almost 140 students in 5 years who have completed their associate's degree. We're one of the few programs across the state of Tennessee that has an early college high, and only one of two in West Tennessee.
And let's slow down for folks who are hearing this for the first time. What you're telling me is, in Madison County, in our public school system, we have high school students graduating with college degrees, two-year degrees.
Correct, completing associate's degrees, actually usually a couple weeks before they get their high school diploma.
Mm-hmm. So when you hear folks say tuition-free, the value is always there in our traditional schools, but certainly in this setup, in terms of dollars and cents for a moment. Take a student like Jalen, attended Northeast Middle School, was forward-thinking, wanted the extra rigor and challenge academically. In terms of dollars and cents, how does this save families particularly for students who know they want to go to college?
So students in the Early College High program do not pay any tuition. They don't pay for books. They have no cost associated with completing that program. And because of that, it saves them between $12,000 and $13,000 if they complete that associate's degree that otherwise they would have been responsible for. So that's a major cost savings as they prepare to go into a four-year college or a TCAP program or some kind of post-secondary program. That's 2 years completed that they don't have to worry about that cost.
We're visiting with Dr. Nathan Lewis. He's principal of JCM-Early College High. And Jalen Brooks is a junior at Early College. Jalen, let me ask you, I know coming out of middle school, students in Madison County have choices. And so when they think about high school, and so several students are attracted to that traditional high school setup. So, they go to Liberty, North Side or South Side. I know sports is a big draw for a lot of people. Then you have students coming from the Academic Academy in Northeast. A lot of them desire to be in Madison. But what folks around the community are finding out, there's a lot of value at JCM Early College High. For you, what went into you making that decision?
So I actually got into both early college and Madison. So I had the choice of, picking either one. But most of my friends actually went to Madison. So, I had to make a hard choice. So I had to sit down with my mom. And she was like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do in the future? So I said, I want to go to early college because I feel like it'll give me that boost that I need to, get a jump start on my career, what I want to do after high school.
Now, Dr. Lewis, Jalen will follow a four-year path in terms of college. But you have students on the JCM Early College High campus who are taking advantage of industry certifications to prepare themselves to enter the career field in the workforce right after high school. But they're going to go with certifications that they've earned in high school. So for a moment, let's talk about these dual paths, students on your campus. They can certainly go the college route, but there's also industry certifications that they're able to obtain either through Jackson State or the Workforce Development Center, which is on your campus. Speak to that, please.
So we have students, for instance, Anjanae Luckett recently completed her EKG course. And as soon as she turns 18, she'll be able to take the state board and be a certified EKG technician. We have students complete certifications in welding and manufacturing. We have students that take classes at TCAP as well as Jackson State. The whole purpose of Early College High is to provide as many opportunities for students as possible through industry certifications, through dual enrollment courses, through dual credit classes. And so all of these opportunities allow students to go to work sooner, to complete college quicker, and to do that with no cost and as few barriers as possible.
The student who's taking the EKG testing, her name again?
Anjanae Luckett.
Yeah, I think we have a clip from her. Let's listen.
So because of the EKG class, you have to be 18 years old to take the state board testing. And once you complete that test, you will be a certified EKG technician and you can work in the hospital for $18 an hour. I am very excited because being that I want to become a nurse, I'm able to get my foot a little bit wet into the clinical setting and be with that every day and then study it as well. So I'm very excited. Very proud of our school. We do a lot of great things here and we have more good things coming. Our school has definitely grown since I was a freshman and I love it. I love to see it.
And so the cool part there was, she's currently 17, so she had to wait before she could take the test. So when you talk about being on the cutting edge or on the front lines of opportunity, that's certainly happening in the Jackson-Madison County school system.
Yes, we have students who are completing their four-year degrees at 20 years of age. We have students who are, for instance, one student is about to complete art school, a 3-year program in New Jersey. And so to see our students completing those degrees earlier, to go into their master degree programs, or just to go into the workforce earlier, allows them to do what they want to do for a living sooner and allows them to speed that process up.
Awesome. It's almost time for a timeout. I'll tell you what we'll do. In segment 2, we'll go ahead and visit with the West Tennessee Teacher of the Year, Bob Sparks, and also Kyla Hamilton, a junior at Early College High. And then we'll wrap up the show with you again, Dr. Lewis, if that's okay.
That sounds good.
Sound like a plan? Jalen? All right. You're listening to For the District, the JMCSS podcast on JJ 97.7 FM. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Tad Pohl, host of the Morning Splash on Froggy 104, and a proud JMCSS parent. My wife and I chose Jackson-Madison County Schools for our kids. Brooklyn is an honor roll student who has found an aptitude for art and is also a member of her school choir. And the twins are getting excellent instruction in pre-K and learning valuable social skills. The kids love their schools and their teachers, and we are very proud to be JMCSS parents. Jackson-Madison County School System is a Level 5 district and tuition free. It just makes sense.
Hi, I'm Greg Hammond, Chief of Public Information for the Jackson-Madison County School System. With an increased focus in the fine arts, athletics, workforce development, and early career opportunities for students, there's never been a better time to choose us. Tuition-free, Jackson-Madison County Schools. Visit jmcss.org today to schedule a tour or call 731-345-7011.
Hi, I'm Kinley, a star student at Rose Hill. You're watching For the District. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to For the District, the JMCSS podcast on JJ 97.7 FM. We're continuing our discussion with JCM-Early College High. In segment number 1, we visited with Dr. Nathan Lewis and Jalen Brooks. Jalen is a junior at Early College, so if you missed the first segment, be sure to get online and to hear the first segment. Of course, you can go to jmcss.org/podcast. We're joined now by the West Tennessee Teacher of the Year. Applause, applause, applause. Bob Sparks. He's also a teacher at Early College High. And Kayla Hamilton. Kayla, like Jalen, is a junior at Early College High. And if you're listening on the radio, you can't hear this, but you can check it out later on YouTube, that Kayla is obviously a member of Leadership University. She has on this nice gray hoodie, the blue LU for Leadership University. So I guess there's only one way you can get sweater or pullover like that.
Yeah, it's exclusive.
It is exclusive. Hey, Mr. Sparks, I want to ask you the first question that we typically ask principals and educators. Coming out of high school, did you know you wanted to work in education?
I had a hunch that I did. I had a great senior English teacher and some other just great teachers during my senior year especially that kind of planted that seed in my head of like, I might want to do this someday. And so I went to Union University, studied English, and by the time I graduated, I was like, you know what, I think I want to try education. And I've been in it ever since. And that's been 15 years. So,
Kayla, like Jalen, you were in middle school at Northeast.
yes, sir.
You had options.
Yes, sir.
Talk about the decision to apply to Early College High, go through the interview process, because I know it can be intimidating a little bit because you have to apply in person. It's an interview process. And then making that decision. Talk about that.
So my mom was really adamant about me coming to Early College High because she worked for the district and she kind of already knew like what opportunities each one presented. So she was like, yeah, you're definitely going to love it there and you're going to thrive there. So I decided to go ahead and apply to Early College High. And then once I did the interview, I was so nervous, my first interview ever. And so I would like to say that like the interview really helps with future interviews, because through Mayor's Youth Council, through Leadership University, we had to do an interview. And even through a job, I had to do an interview for my Westwood job. So it was really beneficial. And so I had one of the teachers at Early College High and another person that was part of the district do my interview, and they like reassured me like, don't be nervous, it's not going to be like too much, but this is part of your school career, but they were really nice, and they just made sure that I knew why I wanted to come to Early College High, just not like it was somebody else's opinion about coming.
So let's get this out there. Mom was right.
She was. I will admit.
Yeah. So, Kayla, what are some things that you want to do after graduation?
So I'm looking at Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee, and Tuskegee University in Tuskegee, Alabama, to do my major in biochemistry and then take that degree and go to medical school. I don't know which one I want to go to yet, but that's what I want to do. And to go to medical school to become a pediatric surgeon.
Bob Sparks is the West Tennessee Teacher of the Year. Mr. Sparks, what's it like to teach at Early College High?
You know, it's a really special place. I really think of it, you know, we're all really close. You know, we have smaller class sizes, so we really are able to invest that time in getting to know our students and supporting them. The faculty is close as well. You know, we work really well together. We collaborate. I feel like we're all kind of on the same mission, really to just provide these really great opportunities and options for our students to really just help them kind of get an early start on college, on career, on really whatever they want to do in life. And so it's a great place to work, a great place for our students, and I'm glad to be there.
Now, every time I visit the Early College High campus, I'm reminded that it's a small community. Mm-hmm. That's really the vibe you get. What words would you use to describe it?
Yeah, I definitely think close-knit, supportive, really just relationships. I feel like a lot of what we do is really relationally driven. Like, yes, we are teaching content, we're teaching skills, but the bedrock of that is we really do care about the students, and there's a lot of mutual respect among the faculty and among the staff and the student body.
We're visiting with Bob Sparks. He's the West Tennessee Teacher of the Year and a teacher at JCM-Early College High. Kayla Hamilton is a junior at Early College High, but she's also a freshman at Jackson State Community College. Kayla, what's this process been like of going to college while you're in high school? Early College High really made sure we knew what we were getting into before we got into it, because it's totally different atmosphere. Teachers are not going to remind you, hey, you have this due, you have an essay due, you have a test due. So they made sure that we knew, hey, we're kind of, they're not babying us, but they're definitely they're like, hey, make sure you're getting everything in on time, because 11:59 is the deadline for everything. But they really helped us with that, and also just stepping on campus and being like, we're kind of free. You just walk around and you realize you're the youngest person there. There's people that have children, there's people that have grandchildren there. Mm-hmm. So it's really amazing to see the diversity there. So. Mr. Sparks, how do you all prepare the students to take advantage of this freedom and opportunity and use it in the right way so that they can actually graduate from Jackson State? I guess, what is it, a week before their high school graduation is typically the way it goes. Tell me what methods or what words you use to instill in these students, take responsible advantage of this opportunity.
Yeah, that's a really great question, because, we are really, we're getting 16, 17-year-olds to be college students. And so they've got to be prepared for that. And so, we really emphasize, personal responsibility. Like Kayla even mentioned here, we teach them, you have to follow these deadlines. You've got to, and you really have to take ownership of their education. Because when you do get on that college campus, professors, it's just here's the assignment, here's the work, you've got to do it. And so we're supportive. We give them those scaffolds and supports to get them ready, but really it is really trying to build that work ethic in them, just encouraging them to really do their best that they can. And again, take advantage of the resources. We provide tutoring, we provide supports for our Jackson State students once they get there, and just let them know, we're a resource. Ask for help when you need it. Don't just go out there and just let yourself sink. If you're struggling, reach out to us, and we'll be glad to continue to support you. But yeah, it really is about work ethic, personal responsibility, just being able to do the best that you can.
Now, Mr. Sparks, your content area, English, creative writing.
English, yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, so I teach several classes at Early College. I do English 3 and 4 for our juniors and seniors. I do creative writing and speech. That's typically, really could be any grade, but mainly sophomores and juniors. And I'm really interested in just helping students build their literacy skills, because no matter what subject they find themselves in, especially when they get to Jackson State, or they've got to have that foundation to be able to read and write, to dialogue. and discuss with others, and really ultimately just communicate, be able to express themselves and work together effectively with other people. And so those are some of the things that I really try to emphasize in my classes.
What was the process like for you to go through the Teacher of the Year process? First of all, how did it make you feel? Because we have hundreds of teachers, thousands of employees here in the school district. We had our top 26, we had our top 3, and Bob Sparks. What was that like?
It was really surreal. It is an honor, and there are so many deserving, hardworking teachers across this district and colleagues, and to receive that honor is just it really meant the world to me. It felt great, and it was a surprise. Like I never expected to be where I am today. I didn't expect to be here talking about this, and it just feels like the past year has been just kind of tumbling through these doors of opportunity as they come along, and I'm ultimately just really thankful for that.
So I know the early college high school students are involved and active in several different activities. In addition to Leadership University and the Mayor's Youth Council, Kayla, what are the things are you involved in?
Basically anything Jackson can offer. I'm a part of the Jackson Symphony Youth Orchestra, the Symphony Ambassadors. At school, I'm involved in National Honor Society, Beta Club, Yearbook Club, basically anything I can get my hands on. So.
That's awesome. Now, the takeaway is, driven students become driven adults.
Yes, sir.
Bob Sparks, you're involved in a lot of things outside of the classroom. Talk about some of those activities that you're involved in, particularly at the state level, that you're able to bring back home here to Jackson and West Tennessee.
Yeah, so the past few years, I've really had several opportunities to kind of engage in learning about the education system as a whole in Tennessee, and most recently with being one of the finalists and being the West Tennessee Teacher of the Year. All 9 finalists for Tennessee Teacher of the Year get invited to serve on the Department of Education's Teacher Advisory Council for 2 years.
That's state level.
And that is state level. Yeah, that is within the Department of Education. And essentially what we do in that capacity is, one, we are meeting with, learning from, dialoguing with state education leaders, because there's a lot of different players. When you think about who all is involved in education at that level, you've got the State Board of Education, the department, you've got the legislature, and we're meeting with people from those different organizations, and they're hearing from us. We're getting to share, this is what is happening on the ground in our classrooms and our districts, and really trying to carry the concerns of our colleagues to those who really do have the levers to affect some change.
Bob Sparks, he's the West Tennessee Teacher of the Year and a teacher at JCM-Early College High. And Kayla Hamilton, pediatric medicine is where we can expect to find her after graduation. So we want to thank both of you for joining us. We'll hear from Dr. Nathan Lewis right after this timeout, but let me remind you that JMCSS presents The Little Mermaid. Show dates are May 5th, 6th, and 7th at Liberty High School. Over the next several weeks, we'll introduce you to members of the cast. Here are Cameron Dixon, he's going to play Prince Eric, Nick Powell, who's playing King Triton, and Mr. Jeremy Young, the creative director.
Hi, my name is Cameron Dixon. I'm a junior at Liberty Tech, and I play Prince Eric in The Little Mermaid. I tried out for this play because my teacher told me that I should do it, and I've done a bunch of plays in the past. I'm most looking forward to the show, obviously. It's going to be great. And also just to make some new friends. Well, it's going to be good, obviously, because I'm in it.
Hi, my name is Nick Powell. I am a senior at Southside High School. My character is King Triton. A lot of people were surprised that I tried out because I played football, because, who would think that I would be part of theater, but it's actually been a pretty fun experience. I hope to gain more confidence in myself, that I'm able to sing out into the audience without being nervous, be able to communicate better, and also just to get to know new people.
I'm Jeremy Young. I teach theater at Madison Academic High School, and I'm the creative director for The Little Mermaid. This is an ambitious undertaking. We're taking students from several middle schools and high schools and combining them on stage. We get everybody here. We're doing music, we're doing choreography, we're adding in costumes and a beautiful set. And this is going to be a big production come May. right at the end of the school year.
Again, it's The Little Mermaid. Many of our middle and high school students will participate in that production, and our fine arts teachers are leading this production. Show dates again, May 5th, 6th, and 7th at Liberty High School. We're back with Dr. Nathan Lewis. As we think about Early College High and this unique setup, again, you have high school students completing a 2-year college degree while they're in high school. You're the principal at Early College High. What's the best part about your job?
I have the most wonderful job in the district, in my opinion. 8 years ago, the concept of early college was brought to Jackson. 7 years ago, I was asked to lead that. And I would tell people we're going to have a program where students are going to graduate high school with their associate's degree. And sometimes I would get a blank stare. And then sometimes the next question would be, do you really believe that's possible? And I would tell them it's happened other places. And yes, I believe it can happen with our students in the Jackson-Madison County school system. And so we will have our 5th graduating class in May. And we will have almost 140 students in 5 years that have completed their associate's degree. So the question now is not, is this possible? The question is, how many students each year can accomplish the feat of finishing that associate's degree while in high school? We have students from every section of our city, and I've just been so proud of our teachers and of our students and what we've been able to accomplish in the history, the short history of Early College High, and look forward to the future.
We're visiting with Dr. Nathan Lewis. He's principal at JCM-Early College High. There's this conversation right now, this choose us. The Jackson-Madison County school system wanting the community to know that public education is a viable option for families in Madison County. You're not only an educator in our public school system, you're also a parent in our public school system. As you think about the options that have opened up for your own child, have you been pleased with the value, the level of value that you've received?
So I've worked in the school system now for 13 years. I'm obviously a graduate of the school system, and it was important to me that my daughter be a member and participate in the schools in our local school system. And so she has went from elementary and will graduate from high school this year and been obviously at several different schools. And so I'm so proud of her, but proud of our school system, proud of the opportunities for students. And I'm proud with the people that I work with, not only at JCM-Early College, but the principals that I get to work with across the district and central office staff. It's just a wonderful place to work and to get to help students, and that's what we do every day.
Talking about leadership, talk about the leadership on your staff there at Early College High. I know you have a new school counselor, which, by the way, congratulations. Early College High was one of 2 JMCSS schools designated a FAFSA champion, and so that's a state designation. If you would, first tell us about that process, what that means, then 2, talk about your school counselor that helped lead that mission there on your campus.
So it was just important for us. The FAFSA is where students fill out several different forms, and the process allows them to get financial aid for TCAT, for 2-year or 4-year programs after high school, and we wanted to make sure they had that opportunity. And so it was a drive to make sure we had 100%, and we got really close to 100% of students who completed that, and so we're proud of that. Yes, this year we have a first-year counselor, and she is doing a wonderful job. She taught in the district and then decided to get her counseling degree, and I'm so glad she did. Her name is Caroline Yarbrough, and she works extremely hard. I have a wonderful leadership team. Mr. Sparks is part of that leadership team. He's still in the classroom, but he also works in a leadership capacity. And then I have Mr. Westbury and Ms. Moore, who are assistant principals at JCM-Early College High. And some of the things that I get credit for is because of their hard work, and I'm thankful each day to get to work with people who concerned about what's best for students and making that happen each and every day.
Now, in addition to being the principal at JCM-Early College High, Dr. Lewis, you've also been the CTE, that's Career and Technical Education Director. When you think about options and opportunities, that CTE offering that we have here in our district, it's so robust. When you think about 31 different programs, 31 different paths of success for our high school students. If you would, for a moment, talk about the CTE, or Career and Technical Education, in our school district.
So I've enjoyed being the CTE director over the last 3 years, and I've learned so much. We have, again, 31 different programs, and some of those are repeated at different schools. So, for instance, we have health science at 3 different schools, and I'm only counting that once. We have students this year that will earn in our high schools over 1,000 industry certifications. We have students at Southside High School right now building a tiny house that will be up for auction soon, and that's been an amazing process. We have students who go to the hospital in the afternoon and participate in clinicals. We have students who work at Stanley Black & Decker and spend half of the day working and half of the day in class. And so there are so many different opportunities through our CTE programs, just to see students learning those skills, learning how to make things, learning how to work on computers, learning how to program and code, games, learning how to cook. And so there's just so many different skills, and it's amazing to see all the different things and the interest students have and the awards that they're able to win through those activities. Our CTE program is one of the most robust in the state of Tennessee.
Now, just to illustrate that a little bit for parents, when they hear industry certifications, for example, at Liberty Technology High School, there is a culinary program at Liberty where those students run a restaurant, Taste of Liberty. And so these students earn certifications through different training and modules so that when they go out into the workforce, they can take these certifications with them to the interview process. And now they're able to request additional wages, higher wages. I think about agriculture also there at Liberty Tech. I think about automotive at Southside High School, and welding. And so now when these students earn these industry certifications that they're not paying for.
Correct.
Again, when you talk about tuition free, the district providing these opportunities, we're just asking that the students do the work in the classroom and earn this additional training and certifications. They're now able to go to the local automotive dealers, the local garages, to now when they apply for a job as a technician, they're able to be viewed in a higher and a better light than someone just walking in on the street. And again, that's a very real dollars and cents opportunity for our students.
Well, it increases the capacity of our workforce in our region, and especially in Jackson. If you have 2 candidates and one can show, hey, I've completed these certifications, I have shown that I'm proficient in this area, and the other candidate does not have those, then it's going to separate. It's going to help them to be better qualified to get that job.
Also, it's exciting to think about the BioSTEM opportunities that are growing at Northside High School. And as these opportunities grow at our different high schools, students like Kayla and Jalen will have to now do a little bit more digging and thinking, because there are even more opportunities in each corner of the district. The last question I want to ask you, Dr. Lewis, you're a leader of leaders. But on a weekly basis, you and your peers are also mentored by our superintendent and deputy superintendents. If you would, for a moment, you've been an educator for a while. Talk about our superintendent, Dr. Marlon King, and what he is doing differently to bring about a number of different wins in our community.
And I appreciate that. I consider myself just someone who's trying to help, someone who's trying to serve, someone who loves young people. The great thing about our superintendent is he allows the leadership in the district, the principals especially, to do their job to help their students, and he brings ideas. But then he also gives you the resources. And so as we bring him ideas and different requests, he says, how do we make that happen? How do we improve each school? How do we help all students? I'm amazed at how he'll ask me about specific students and how we can go about helping them. He recently, a young lady, had an idea about a sport that she wanted to add to the district, and he sent someone from the athletic department to talk to that young lady. And I was glad to see that he took an individual student and that request and viewed that as important. And I think just his view of students and wanting to help them, wanting them to excel in athletics and academics and the arts, and that he sees that those all are important, is something that I find very valuable. And I appreciate him. I appreciate his team. And I appreciate so much the other principals and our collaboration as we work not to just improve our own individual schools, but as we work to improve the district for all students.
I want to thank Dr. Nathan Lewis, the principal of JCM-Early College High, for visiting with us this Sunday morning. We also want to thank Mr. Bob Sparks, the West Tennessee Teacher of the Year, and then a pair of college students who are juniors at JCM-Early College High, Jalen Brooks and Kayla Hamilton. Thank you again, Dr. Lewis.
Thank you for having us.
You've been listening to For the District, the JMCSS podcast. Remember, if you're catching this episode late in the conversation, you can always go back and catch us, this episode or previous episodes, on Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. I'm Greg Hammond. Thank you for joining us, and we hope you have a great week.